30 seconds of trailer edit, 24 hours to do it, and 10 VFX shots. This is going me crazy. Let's go.
自分も幽霊信じます。
血を舐めるんじゃねえぜ。
I am super excited to dive into this project because I've been wanting to make a video about sharing a creative process and also remaking the live-action version of dandadan trailer has been on my mind for weeks. I finally decided to bring this idea to life when I saw this.
We're hosting an editing contest. We made a music video for the dandadan opening, and we want you guys to make edits out of it.
When I took on this challenge, I had to set some ground rules. The biggest one is that I had to complete everything within 24 hours. Spread over multiple days, of course, because, I still have to eat, sleep, and do other work.
そうですか。
But still, it's equivalent to 3 full working days. So yeah, 24 hours to plan, edit, and do all the post-production for a trailer. It's basically challenge within a challenge, like challenge inception. Is it a thing? As part of the challenge, I have to use footages from the dandadan music video created by TheAnimeMen.
The rules are simple.
You must use clips from our music video.
Which means working within some tight constraints. Now, the time management is going to be the key here. I need to allocate my time wisely, planning, editing, gathering material, and finalizing everything. So, I broke down my time into smaller chunks and try to stick to that as much as possible. Another challenge was resource limitation. I did not have a big budget or any reshoot options, so I have to get creative with what I have available. This is going to be interesting. I researched what had already been done on YouTube to check out the competitors. I also looked at the official promo trailers to get some more inspiration, because promo trailers are usually well edited, and I wanted to see what kind of energy I could bring into my own version. Then I watched more videos by TheAnimeMen and found a behind-the-scenes video full of extra information. For example, I found out they wanted Okarun to levitate when he was possessed, but they ran out of time.
So this part right here, okay, we originally wanted Jeremy to float. But then I was like, yo, Oliver, can you make Jeremy float? And he's like, of course, man. But then when it came to the day of the shoot, he's like, yeah, I have no clue how to do that. And
Bro,
we
cut that out.
no, I'm joking.
That's not true.
We didn't have the budget or time, so we kind of just had to do it on the fly. So literally, me and Oliver had to lock in again because we wasted so much time.
And they like match cuts.
There's this thing called a match cut where it changes locations. So my original vision for this was to match cut to different locations. So it'd be like this. So then match cut to somewhere else, match cut to somewhere else.
So I think I have a pretty good idea what to do. I made a short list of things I could possibly enhance, but honestly, the music video was edited very, very well, with everything synced perfectly to the beat, so it did not leave me much room for improvement. That itself was a challenge. It meant I had to be smart with visual effects and figure out how to enhance the shot creatively, or add some extra motion graphics to make it pop. It's all about working with what you got, right? I call these money shots because when we do commercial work, music videos, or opening titles for clients, we always decide upfront which shots are going to get the most budget and attention. Ideally, every shot will be a money shot, but with limited resources, we need to be smart about where we put our time and budget to make sure the client gets the most value for their budget. So I took the same approach for this video, with only 24 hours to work on it, and with other clients' work needing my attention before the submission date, I need to be very smart with my time to get the best result. So I pick out some key shots to focus on during the post-production. Once I made the shortlist, I brought in all the materials into Premiere Pro and started working on the edit. I knew I wanted it to be short, like 30 seconds, and packed with energy and cool visuals. Since the original music video is under 2 minutes long, extending it didn't make sense. I decided to experiment with mixing the audio, adding in some dialogues from the Netflix trailer, and using an AI vocal remover to separate different audio streams. Then I brought those things back into Premiere Pro to put everything together where it fits. Once I had the audio sorted out, I jumped into putting together a rough draft of the visuals. I spent about an hour putting together a rough cut, which gave me a good sense of how everything flowed and what was still needed. I'm pretty happy with what I got so far. It is about 30 seconds long, which is exactly how I wanted it. Ideally, I don't want to spend any more than 2-3 hours to get the first edit right. The reason why is that I want to spend as much time as possible creating the visual effects and motion graphics, because that's what's going to make the edit really pop. Stay tuned. This also gave me a better idea of how many VFX and motion graphics I need to create. Once I was happy with the rough cut, I made notes in the timeline about where VFX or motion graphics needed to go. I also used ClickUp to manage the shortlist for the post-production work. I've been using ClickUp for many years now, and it's perfect for this type of workflow. Not sponsored, but hey ClickUp, if you're listening. I had 9 VFX scenes to work on, and about 16 hours left. That meant I had to allocate about an hour for each scene. Some of them had multiple shots, so it's all about staying efficient. Since all the shots needed rotoscoping, I decided to get it done in one sitting. It took around 3 hours to finish the rotoscoping. With that out of the way, it's time for the fun stuff. For the opening shot, I wanted to keep the visual true to the original, so I chose the most suitable shot from the music video and added a background that matched the style. My goal was to capture the same energy, but with a live action twist. I pretty much followed the same thought process for the rest of the scenes, but tailor each one to give it a unique look. I used the same technique for scene 5, Santa Dodoria shot. If you're wondering how I create a smoke effect, it's super easy. I drew a line that mimicked the smoke trail and added the trim path effect, keyframing the start and end for the motion. Then I added roughened edges, turbulent displays, and blur to give it a smoky look. This technique works just fine for very short scenes like this. I needed to be super efficient, so I can do something really cool with Okarun transformation shot. For the next scene, I'll be working on the day to night scene, and I only give myself 1 hour to do this. So let's see what I can get. For the day to night effect, I started by adjusting the sky color to a darker tone using the change to color tool. Then I applied lumetri color, brought the exposure down, and used the blue day for night preset to give that classic nighttime look. To add a touch of realism, I added a noise effect to simulate the grainy, high ISO feel you will expect when shooting in low light. Now, because I was working with compressed footage from YouTube, some areas ended up looking very pixelated. To fix that, I used Topaz to upscale the video to 4K, replace the low-res footage with the higher resolution version. It made things a bit better, but honestly, not by much. Oh well, you win some, you lose some. Alright, let's move on to the next shot. It's 8 p.m. here and After Effects keep crashing. Well, first I tried to save it and it did not save. I'm just trying to figure out how to fix this issue and I wasted about 2 hours. Maybe 1 hour. I'm just exaggerating. I lost about an hour. I recently upgraded to After Effects 2025 and it's very unstable. Now I'm kind of like, screw. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to downgrade everything and then restart some of the scene from the scratch. In the original intro, the 2 golden balls floating beside Okarun were a key visual moment. So I had to recreate it. First, I tried to rotoscope Okarun, but the footage was so compressed that the rotobrush tool wouldn't work properly. And honestly, I did not have the time or patience to rotoscope him frame by frame. So I improvised. I picked a frame where I wanted the transition to start, then used Photoshop to remove Okarun from the footage. After that, I went to After Effects and drew a new face for him. Then animated his face and arms to give it a bit more comical look. Next, I added a blue background layer and used CC Sphere to create the 3D golden balls. But honestly, the CC Sphere effects look a bit cheap, so I replaced it with the texture from Envato elements, and it looks so much better. For the final touches, I added some lens flares and a light sweep effect to give the whole scene that polished 3D look. Alright, it is pretty late already. Here, it's 10 p.m. So I'm going to take a break and come back to it tomorrow morning. Let's see if I can finish in time. For the tunnel, I started by downloading a brick wall texture from Envato Elements and brought it straight into After Effects. From there, I created the tunnel arc by bending the geometry and adding some walls and a flow. I extended the length to make it feel more immersive and added some lighting, along with a grunge texture to give it more depth. Once the tunnel structure was ready, I used an optical zoom effect in After Effects to create that fast motion feeling, making it look like we are diving right in. I also added some anime-style motion lines to give the scene more drama. Finally, I separated the foreground and background colors to really nail that signature dandadan aesthetic. So this is the final step in my process, and I saved it for last because I had to bend the rule a little bit to make this scene work. Also, I think it might stir up some controversy because, I'm going to use AI to recreate this scene.
This is outrageous!
I really wanted to include Okarun's transformation shot in the trailer, but the rule said,
The rules are simple!
You must use clips from our music video.
so no CGI transformation, and even if I wanted to, I don't have the time to do it anyways. So I thought, why not give AI a shot? The thing is, I've never done this before, but I've seen some demo that you could use image as a prompt. So technically, I'm still using the footage from the music video, just taking the little creative detour. You know what I mean? I don't want to bore you with all the details, but here's a look at some of the failed attempts before I got the image I wanted. But hey, if you have any questions about AI image generation or want a how-to video, let me know in the comments below. Once I got an image I liked, I uploaded to Runway ML to add some movement. Just a bit of wind in the hair to give it some life. But yeah, the result was kind of disappointing. Maybe I wasn't using it right, but it just wasn't happening. I also gave Luma Lab a try, but it did not work out either. Then I tried Kling AI, and honestly, on my first try, I was blown away. It looked so good that I ended up signing up for a month just to get a higher resolution version. Totally worth it. Since Kling AI was so good at creating a jaw-dropping result, I decided to add a literal jaw-dropping shot of Turbo Granny. Sorry, bad dad joke. I just couldn't help it. For the final edit, I compiled everything in Premiere Pro, added sound effects, and managed to finish just before the 24 hours were up. I feel so tired that I cannot even piece the sentences together right now. I think I really need to sleep. I'll come back to this tomorrow morning. I have about 3 hours left. The next morning, I rewatched it with fresh eyes and make some quick notes on a few areas that could use a boost. I think it's not too far off, but there are a couple of areas that I'm not entirely happy with, but at the same time, I don't really want to spend too much time on it because I gave myself the challenge and I think I should stick to it. In the final 2-hour window, I made those adjustments, refined a few shots, and polished it up. And now, it's finally time to upload it to YouTube and enter the contest. Just doing the final check before I upload. It's time to upload this to YouTube to officially enter the contest. Wish me luck. Okay, before I play the final trailer, I just want to give a huge shout out to TheAnimeMen for hosting this contest. Seriously, you guys are awesome. And thanks to all of you for being part of this crazy ride. If you got any thoughts on my remake, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my next video where I tackle yet another creative challenge. Until next time.
自分も幽霊信じます。
血を舐めるんじゃねえぜ。
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.